Episode 3 of Alien Earth once again emphasizes the uniqueness of the female protagonist, Wendy. Not to mention her combat strength, which is sufficient to fight against aliens alone. She can also capture communication signals from the facehuggers. There was no prior buildup for this ability in the first 2 episodes, so it's possible it's related to that battle with the aliens. What's even more interesting is that the president of the Genius Group doesn't seem to be a normal human. It seems there are many secrets about him, and he has openly admitted that he's fallen in love with Wendy, a hybrid. He has invested a lot of effort in her. This statement has even caused great dissatisfaction among another talented hybrid. This woman has self-taught herself multiple languages and has ambitious goals, always seeking the president's approval. She might become a destabilizing factor within the Genius Group. In addition to this talented girl, this episode also gives more screen time to the girl with curly hair. She seems to be struggling with her identity as a hybrid and might do something foolish in the future. Many people might wonder why the Genius Company chose these children as the first subjects for their experiments. Besides technical reasons, the president had another consideration. He believed only children truly qualify as geniuses because they can enter a world full of infinite imagination, which is more valuable than any experience or knowledge, and an advantage that adults cannot replace. However, their shortcomings are also obvious: lack of experience and judgment, making them susceptible to manipulation. Someone previously complained that they didn't even bring weapons on a mission to the spaceship, which was actually a safety measure by the Genius Company, considering the hybrids are only around 10 years old. It seems this series aims to explore more than just alien monsters. It also delves into the social dynamics between humans and androids, which inevitably leads to a lot of dialogue. Fans who are solely interested in alien battles might feel a bit disappointed by the direction the story takes. Regardless, the reason the aliens were able to thrive on Earth is definitely due to internal conflicts among humans or cyborgs. Additionally, the symbiotic relationship between the facehuggers and aliens is finally explained. The actual alien larvae are hidden within the facehuggers, and when a new host is found, the larvae are injected into it for further development. Let's get started with the analysis of today's episode. End of the previous episode. The military doctor, Hermite, was abducted by the alien. His sister Wendy went absolutely crazy and in an instant chased down to the parking lot at the bottom of the building. Several cryogenic trucks were lined up in the open space. She called out a few times in an attempt to get a response, and one of the trucks emitted her brother's voice, giving her instructions. Wendy was not willing to back down. She rushed into one of the trucks. Hermite was locked inside as food stock. Just as she was about to cut through the slime, a dark shadow approached from the top of the truck. The alien didn't enter through the front door, but instead made its way over the roof. Wendy swiftly swung her hook and pierced the alien's exoskeleton. Acid sprayed out, leaving both siblings in shock at the creature's incredible strength. Hermite tried to break free, but was knocked away by the alien's tail. As the alien's mouth parts reached out, Wendy hooked them with her hook, and using the combined strength of the human and alien, dragged it into the storage room. Hermite managed to close the door with a tooth-grinding effort, yet he still underestimated the alien. Both he and the creature were dragged into the darkness, with only the sound of violent collisions outside. When the roller shutter opened again, the alien's head was split in half. Wendy was severely injured and collapsed without saying a word. Hermite also fell to the ground, seriously wounded. Both lost consciousness. Meanwhile, the search team's white-haired leader transmitted the information about the spaceship back to headquarters. The young genius CEO couldn't stop smiling. The alien sample that his competitor Tongu Company had spent billions of dollars and 60 years to obtain, he wouldn't let slip by. The spaceship contained 5 different alien species, and only 3 had been captured so far. He declared he would manipulate a market worth billions, not to mention the potential value of these alien creatures as weapons. Scientists warned of the danger, but the young CEO was confident. Their base had the highest level isolation laboratories. His only concern was that the hybrid humans were also valuable assets for the company. Upon learning that Wendy was missing, he suppressed his anger and ordered, they must bring her back unharmed. On the other side, Shriley, who was left behind, was shivering uncontrollably. His companions arrived, and the two of them shared their thrilling experiences with each other like children. Suddenly, the only survivor of the spaceship, biohuman Old Mo, appeared with a gun in hand. Mission to protect the alien specimen. He held no good feelings towards the rescue team. Old Mo connected to the spaceship's mainframe and downloaded all the data. At the same time, he realized that Shriley was not purely human. He suddenly grabbed Shriley by the neck, but was caught in the act by the leader with the white hair. Old Mo learned that the main force of the Genius Group was on the way, and the alien eggs beneath his feet began to stir again. With no other choice, he jumped out of the spaceship. The obstacles were cleared, and the search and rescue team quickly emptied the spaceship. The unconscious Wendy and her brother were also transported onto the transport ship, and they flew back to the headquarters in a grand procession. President Boy was already waiting, with 2 things on his mind. Wendy plus the alien specimen. After confirming that Wendy's injuries could be repaired, he rushed into the laboratory, treating the unknown creature as if it were a treasure. The alien egg seemed to sense the presence of humans and began to move again. The leader with the white hair quickly pushed the president away, saying that the young creature preferred to inhabit human bodies. The president broke into a cold sweat. It is strictly forbidden for any humans to enter the laboratory. Back at the base, Shoss Riley's mind kept echoing Old Mo's words. When is a machine not a machine? He felt there was more to it than just that words, and even thought absurdly, could Old Mo have sneaked in at night? The bald secretary firmly denied it. The base is built in the middle of the ocean. However, Old Mo's obsession went beyond imagination. The implanted commands had a higher priority than human life. He refused the recall from Tongu Company and vowed to retrieve his life's work. Late at night, while watching an animation, Shoss Riley suddenly heard Old Mo's voice in his ears. Old Mo had already planted a communication backdoor. After several conversations, Shoss Riley's defenses gradually weakened. Old Mo revealed a meaningful smile. Shoss Riley is the breakthrough to infiltrate the Genius Group's base. In the rescue room, Hemmett's internal organs were severely damaged and were being replaced with bioengineered organs. Wendy, on the other hand, was much more stable. After lying on the operating table for half a day, she was suddenly awakened by a certain voice. Not far away in the laboratory, the leader with the white hair was dissecting the alien egg. Under the high-power suction hood, the eggshell was cut open, revealing the face-hugging creature's larva. He pulled out the creature without any expression, not realizing that the little creature was sending out a distress signal. Wendy staggered into the laboratory, her head throbbing in pain. Her superhuman brain had picked up the alien frequency. She witnessed the leader with the white hair cutting open the face-hugging creature, and from the core of its body, a transparent alien larva fell out. The moment it was removed, Wendy collapsed from the intense shock. The transparent larva was thrown into the container for the internal organs, where it swam around happily as if it had found a new home. That's the end of episode 3 of Alien Earth.